The Bank by Susie O. Episode 4. A few days later.
A commercial is being filmed at the bank. About the bank. Before the bank. Commercial. A young woman walks into the bank. Employee to the young woman. Hello. Woman. Hello. Second day. The woman. Employee. Hello again. The woman. Hi. Smile. Third, fourth, fifth day, etc. Employee. You know we do offer direct deposit. Woman. But that would break the spell. Matter of fact, I know everything about EchoNome. Employee. How's that? Woman. Seeing the gnomes. The woman who walked in the bank seeing the gnomes. Woman. You could say, I'm in well with the gnome. Director. Well done. Model actress autographs. Lunchroom. Lunchroom. Cynthia and Marjorie. Lunchroom. Lunchroom. Cynthia and Marjorie. Cynthia, bank teller, to Marjorie. Dickie called last night. Asked me to drive up to
Montauk.
for the bank holiday. Marjorie. Dickie called. Are you two on the men's? Cynthia. I'm the designated driver. He wants to catch up with a few friends. Cynthia continued. What do you think that leaves me? Picking up the tab for lunch? Cynthia continued. I'm considering it. I have nothing else to say no to, and you have to have something in your life to say yes to. Albert, the bank manager at the door. Do any of you ladies have change for 100? Marjorie. Mr. Albert, in an hour I can give it to you. Albert. In an hour? All right then, I'll wait. Didn't realize the hourly wage. Albert leaves. Marjorie. With the holidays around the corner, at least you could say you're tied up with someone. It looks like I'm going it alone. Cynthia and Marjorie at the till. Mr. Albert walks by. Good afternoon, Mr. Albert. Albert. Good afternoon, and how is everyone? Marjorie and Cynthia. Fine, Mr. Albert. Cynthia. Mr. Albert, I have change for 100 if you still need. Albert. Jeepers creepers. That was quick.
Montauk. Dickie, leaning back in his chair. So how do you like Montauk?
Cynthia. Dickie, you ask me that every time we drive up here. Cynthia continues. The way you ask me, I'm afraid I wouldn't be getting a lift home. And it's my jalopy. The way you ask me, I'm afraid I wouldn't be getting a lift home. Sort of if I didn't answer you the right way. And it's my jalopy. Few empty moments later. Dickie. I like your pants. I like your pants. Cynthia. There used to be a time, Dickie, that you said you liked my bum. That you liked my bum, Dickie. The next scene, Cynthia knocks on the door of two old age pensioners. Woman opens the door crack on the other side. Oh, I didn't expect to see you. Mrs. Rose. Mrs. Rose. Oh, I didn't expect to see you. Cynthia. I've come to see how you're getting on. Sitting in a chair, Mrs. Amy. Not very well. Not very well at all, really. Mrs. Rose. I don't like the way she's done my hair. Cynthia. So you're not happy with Noreen? Everyone, I was told, seemed to like her. Standing still, Cynthia. Would you like me to make a pot of tea or some coffee? Both of the heads nod yes. Cynthia sits with the tea. Mrs. Rose. I don't believe that. I don't mean you, Cynthia. Mrs. Amy. Then why didn't they keep her? Mrs. Amy. Look at the dinner she left for us yesterday. Mrs. Rose. And my hair. My husband had money when he was alive so I could wear my hair as I liked. Cynthia at the door saying goodbye. Mrs. Amy. Ooh, I do wish it were you at the door again, Cynthia. Mrs. Rose. Cheerio! Think of us when you're counting the money. Pete and Nikki's place. They've got an apartment together. They're married. Pete sitting in the corner of a dark room. Wife walks into the house. In the dark, Pete sits there. Do you think I'm a bear hibernating for the winter? Pete continues. Should I take my dinner at the pub? He stands up. 2 weeks since you started that job, I've been scrounging around living on stale cake. Nikki rushing to the kitchen. Pete. I get it, Nikki. Have you something to tell me? Nikki. I do, but it's not what you think, Pete. Nikki. I wanted it to be for our first year anniversary. I'm having a baby. Pete, you're having a baby? Well, I hope it's my baby too. Nikki, of course it's yours. If it's not, it wouldn't be mine either, silly. Pete, is that why you're at the baby shop? Nikki, you should see the fine little bonnets and booties that Mrs. Lawson let me put aside until we find out if it's a boy or a girl. Pete, I was worried about you coming home from diapers and pins. This baby business, or lack thereof, is what tore Marjorie and I apart. Pub. The next scene. Pete. Pete. Mr. Albert made the announcement. Promotions are in order for Pete and Marjorie. So to be mother and father. Pete continued. It went down like a lead balloon. Raymond. Are you and Marjorie still sharing the same till? Pete. It was Marjorie and not I that ran off for greener pastures with Mr. Albert's playboy. Fancy, still playing with cars, toy cars and airplanes. Pete hitting the bullseye on the dartboard. It couldn't have been any worse if the playboy had made the announcement himself. I have correction, if the playboy himself had made the slip and forget. So Marjorie must have been there when he made that announcement by mistake. Marjorie, looking at the maternity shop window.